Hello there. Flew in from Thought Bubble in the UK yesterday. Uh, of the 24 hours in the day yesterday, we were in airports and planes for 22 of them. So I am very tired. But I wanted to make a video to talk about the convention, and I made a post about it on Instagram, but I thought that it warranted a video here as well because honestly, I've been coloring for over 10 years and I don't do a ton of conventions here in the States. It's just not usually worth it. Colorists don't get invited anywhere unless you're one of those like on the Mount Rushmore currently. It was the best experience that I've ever had at a convention, and it's not close. First off, the show itself, the sheer volume of really personal stories turned into comic books, and that convention is mind-boggling. To see incredibly personal, impactful, emotional stories being told by people that did not have publishers and didn't need publishers. It's the future of comics, I think. There's so much focus on the big two in the industry, but I don't think that's where the future is. And it really was very touching and inspirational just to see what can be done. The medium can handle any story you want to tell. An incredibly personal book about mental health or your autism or your life, just your life. It was very inspirational to me. I've been chipping away on my own book for a while, and that was the thing that I thought the entire time I was there is I have to get it done now. So just from that standpoint, it's an amazing place to find indie books. And if you have ever considered going to that show, or you're wondering if it would be worth it or whatever, I would just say that it's absolutely worth it. I hope to go back. I hope to be invited back. What I didn't anticipate was the sheer number of people that came to find me, came to my table, in some cases traveled across countries to get there, to tell me how this YouTube channel had impacted their life in some way. I've been on YouTube for a long time, but outside of a very small and passionate group that I mentor every month through my Discord, Patreon, YouTube memberships, those sort of things. Outside of that very core, close group of colorists and coloring students, I have felt disconnected from my audience here. And part of that's my fault because I sort of hate social media and everything that it does and stands for. And I'm not very good at marketing myself either. But outside of, YouTube comments here and there, and again, I'm not talking about my current Discord audience, those of you that are watching. I do feel a very close relationship with them. But outside of a random comment here and there, I don't really have a lot of interaction with my audience on YouTube. And I do love the comments. I've gotten lots of great comments over the years and continue to. But I didn't realize the impact that it had until I got to this show. I lost count. I was counting at one point and I stopped counting because it was 40 or 50 plus people which when you're 5,000 miles from home is a lot of people that came up to share their stories of what XYZ video taught them or what it allowed them to do. With some really fantastic artists, award winners, people you know. I had several people in tears on the other side of the table, which of course made me emotional. There was one guy I was walking past and he flagged me down. He said he had a story for me, and he held up a book. He said this book was in black and white, and the publisher said that I needed to color it in order for it to be published by them. He said so he went home and Googled how to color comic books, and like a lot of people, found me. And then he was showing me the book that was, of course, colored and published by that publisher. I lost count of how many stories of people that, you know, said they were new or they were hired brand new to color something or to do something, and they had never done it before, so they needed help quickly, and they found my channel. They found a video that helped them to get there. There was so many stories, and I really didn't realize there were so many people. Now, some people are looking at my sub count and going, oh, you have 65,000 subscribers. What are you talking about? You're crazy. Yeah, but it's an educational channel. So people come in, they go, oh, that was cool. I'm going to subscribe. And they never come back. They learn what they needed to learn. And they go on. And that's just how it is with these sort of channels. Look at the view counts on my last couple uploads. You know, I don't even know, a few thousand hits, a few hundred sometimes. And my channel is sort of slowly sunsetting itself. I haven't been able to upload as much as I used to, and when I do, it really is not getting out there. And this is not like an algorithm rant. I mean, this is my fault. Sorry if there was snot falling out of my nose. But the videos that I have put time into in the last couple of years, I can see in the analytics that they're just not being shown very often. They're not being introduced to new people, and they're barely getting out to subscribers. And so the effort going in to the channel has just not been there because it has not been returned in a well, at least in a financial way to me. You know, this channel has survived on, you know, a handful of people buying courses that I plug at the end of old videos, and I don't really hardly do a very good job of plugging it now. But it kept the channel afloat for, what is this, almost 10 years now, I guess. But the market's different for that now, I think. I mean, people don't come to YouTube to go spend money on something else very often. But I know the market has changed about, especially on price points for courses, have come way, way down. Even in chopping all my prices really, really low, it hasn't really made that much of an impact because there's such good content on YouTube from other people. And so the idea of, you know, trying to sell courses to promote this channel and to make it work is, you know, it's just different. It's a different market than when I started 10 years ago. And this video was going to be about the end of this channel before I went to that show. And this channel you're watching this on will continue to be the place that I stream, and I'll still do live streams as often as I can. But after seeing the good that has been done, I don't think I want to stop. But I do need to shift gears. My massage therapist told me based on where my tension is in my body, she said, it feels like you need to tell someone something. And I realized during this show that it's you guys that I need to speak with. First off, I want to thank you for watching, subscribing, commenting, clicking buttons, and keeping this channel afloat as such as it is. But I will be shifting gears. Some of you might remember that I've had some very strange sort of physical things happen over the last couple of years. About 5 years ago, my spine sort of unfurled, and my soft tissue and muscles and fascia has been catching up ever since. It's been a very painful, difficult 5 years in that way. And it really took a lot out of me, emotionally and mentally. But I have more work to do. I want to get my book out and tell this story, which is crazy. But I've learned more about how the human body works than I ever thought possible, and I want to share it. If you have not been watching the streams lately, I'm actually in massage school right now because of what happened to me. It was an extremely difficult process, but it left me with massage superpowers, effectively, if I can say that. I'm an X-Man, so in the comments, please let me know. An X-Man with the powers of chi and tension. Somebody, I need a code name. Somebody come up with that, please. But I need to tell that story. I know a lot of people will benefit from the knowledge I've gained over the last couple of years, and I'll graduate in May. I'm still coloring comics full time. It's just they're all compressed into the evenings, and I'll still color for the foreseeable future. The massage thing is going to be kind of a side hustle. With school and work and everything right now, this channel is just not going to be something that I can put a lot of time into. But once I'm done with school, I want to make my book. I want to make it mostly on YouTube. I will probably stream it as often as possible. The writing, drawing, coloring. I'm doing it all myself. Writing, drawing, coloring, hiring a letterer. And I want to put that out into the world. How to make a comic book. And I realize that I'm kind of doing the same thing I did when I started this channel 10 years ago. I could barely call myself a professional colorist. I'd been published a time or two. When you guys saw those Spider-Man and Wolverine tutorials that you told me about at Thought Bubble several times. But I started the channel then because I couldn't find anyone that could show me what I was looking for on YouTube. And I grew into a professional colorist. And the channel is sort of my journal diary through that season of my life. And I'm very happy to see that it's had the impact that it has, but it also feels like a different person, because I'm a different person than I was 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago. So I want to start a new channel on, how I would make a comic book effectively. And I'm in the same place that I was. I would barely call myself a professional comic book maker. But I think I know enough to get started. I know enough to share that with you guys and help you along in your process of making your books. Like I said, I don't graduate until May, and so there's not really anything going to happen much before then, because my schedule is just a mess. But I do like the idea of making this book. It will be on a new channel. I don't have all that done yet. But I want to thank you guys again for everything you've done and watching and learning and commenting and liking and subscribing and all that stuff over the years. I really, really appreciate it. It's changed my life. And like anything in life, you know, good things come and go. And my wife and I like to talk about the seasons, you know, we go through. Certain things, they just last for a season. And you can be happy that it was there for that season, and now it's time for a new one. So I don't have all the details yet, but you know what? That's okay. And I'm going to give you guys some advice that helped me, is that you don't have to stick to the path that you're on simply because you're on it. And you don't have to have everything laid out in front of you, everything planned out. It's okay to let life happen and roll with it. What if you don't know what's around the corner? Well, none of us knows what's around the next corner. But I'd like to see what's around the next corner. And I hope you guys will come with me. Those of you that, again, support me on Patreon and Discord and YouTube memberships and all that stuff, it's still going. It's never stopped, and that's the one thing that has been consistent. So I don't want anyone to think that you need to, you know, cancel because of this video. I will still be there every month. That class happens once a month, though. If you're interested, if I can do a quick plug in the middle of this, we have a great time. I review all the work that gets posted in a certain channel on the Discord, give feedback, and I'm nice. I'm not mean. But we always learn something every month. And if that's something you're interested in, check it out. You can get there through Patreon or through YouTube memberships, or I think maybe Discord itself too, some kind of paid thing. I don't know. But that feeling from the show, I want more of that. I want more of that. It really, really changed things for me. And I didn't script this. This is off the cuff, so I'm sorry if it's disjointed, but I really appreciate all of you that have been around over the years. I haven't said it enough. So thank you again. I'm looking forward to what's coming next. I'm not sure what it is. Not exactly. That's okay. So thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, click buttons, all that crap. See y'all in the next one.